Let's create a paper fold model. First, you will need your printed fold model template. Next, prepare any hard paper for support, a pair of scissors, glue or paste, and some coloring materials. Once you have everything ready, we can now start building our paper fold model. Our first step is to strengthen the model. Take your printed fold model and carefully stick it onto the scratch folder or any hard paper. This step is important because it makes the model durable and easier to assemble later. As you apply the glue or paste, make sure that every edge and every corner of the printed template is firmly attached to the hard paper. Press gently across the entire surface to remove any air bubbles or wrinkles. A smooth and flat surface will help make your finished model look neat and professional. After sticking the template onto the hard paper, it's time to cut out the model. Using the scissors, carefully cut along the outer edges of the template. Take your time and follow the lines as accurately as possible. Remember to handle the scissors properly and safely. The cleaner your cuts are, the better your final output will look. Once you have completely cut out the template, we can proceed to the folding stage. This next step is very important. Before applying any glue, fold all the indicated lines on the model. Start with the main fold lines and then fold the smaller edges labeled with the word paste. Making these folds ahead of time will make it much easier to assemble the model later. After folding all the necessary parts, it's time to put everything together. Apply a small amount of glue or paste to each tab marked with the word paste. Remember that stickier the glue, the stronger the hold on your model. However, avoid using too much glue because it can make the paper soggy or messy. Carefully attach each tab to its matching side. Press gently for a few seconds to allow the glue to bond properly. Continue attaching each side until the model takes shape. Take your time during this step because careful assembly will give you a clean and well-finished paper fold model. Now you have successfully built your paper fault model. Let's explore what this model represents. As you can see, the model shows a cross-section of the Earth's crust. Notice the slanted crack running through the land. This is called the fault. A fault is a break or fracture in the Earth's crust, where rocks move because of the forces acting inside the Earth. Deep underground, you can find a point called the focus. The focus is the exact location where an earthquake begins. The point directly above the focus on the Earth's surface is called the epicenter. The epicenter is the place where earthquake shaking is usually strongest because it is closer to the source of earthquake underground. Scientists often use the epicenter to locate where an earthquake happened and to study its effects. When the rocks break or move along the fault, energy travels outward from the focus in all directions. These vibrations are called seismic waves. The seismic waves travel through the Earth until they reach the surface. Now let's discuss the three main types of faults. The first type is called the normal fault. In a normal fault, the hanging wall moves downward relative to the footwall. This type of fault usually happens when the Earth's crust is being pulled apart by tension forces. The second type is the reverse fault. In a reverse fault, the hanging wall this time moves upward relative to the footwall. This happens when the Earth's crust is compressed or pushed together by strong forces. The third type is the strike-slip fault, where hanging wall and footwall slide past each other. Instead of moving up or down, they slide horizontally. This movement is caused by shear forces acting on the Earth's crust. This paper fault model allows us to visualize these concepts in a simple and interactive way. Instead of just reading about faults and earthquakes, we can actually see the relationship between the fault line, the focus, the seismic waves, and the epicenter. Science becomes more meaningful when we can connect diagrams and models to the real-world events.